Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like an OG YouTuber when I say that, like circa 2014 when everybody was on YouTube and the beauty vloggers were everywhere. That's what I feel like when I do these sometimes. But like I said, welcome back. My name is Kelsey, and if you're new here, this is a weight loss vlog, and I've done, I think, like 5 of these before on my channel. You can go back and watch those if you want to see an update at some of the other points of my journey. I believe I am going into the 8th week of this journey. So I started 7 weeks ago, and I'm filming this on a Sunday. So like the Monday to the next Sunday is week 8 of this journey. And I planned out for myself to be able to lose about 2 pounds a week. And unfortunately, I have not done that. So this is gonna be a really raw update, as I'm sure you probably thought last week's update was as well. It's not going well, but let me just give you some details first. So like I said, I'm starting week 8. So that means I just completed week 7, duh. And I should be roughly at 14 pounds down, which would be about like 228, I think. And I'm so sorry if like numbers trigger you at all. I will be talking about numbers a little bit. I already kind of did, so sorry if I didn't tell you beforehand, or that I didn't tell you beforehand. But okay, I'm supposed to be roughly 14 pounds down from my starting weight, and I'm not. So I have had a rough few weeks in this weight loss journey. In general, there's been a lot going on, and I have not stuck to the plan that I have for myself, and it's showing. I'm not meeting the goals that I have every week. I think I've lost like 7 pounds. So all in all, it is a positive change. I am moving in the right direction, just a lot slower than I anticipated or have planned for, which is good. I'm not gonna say it's not good. It is good that I am going in the right direction. It's not like I'm gaining weight. I do know that the numbers that I have kind of figured out are working for me when I stick to them, but that's the kicker. I have to stick to them. And in the last couple of weeks, few weeks-ish, so maybe about 3, so like almost half of the journey, I have been slacking. I have not been doing what I know I need to do, and it's showing. I'm not losing what I need to be losing because I'm not doing what I need to be doing. And that's, simply put, that's what is happening. I'm not sticking to my calorie goals. I'm not prioritizing movement every day. And I was doing both of those things at the beginning of my journey, and I was seeing positive progress. And when I don't, I'm not. Last week, I actually lost 0 pounds. So I stayed at what I was at the week before, and that's not good. I do usually try to weigh on Fridays. That's the day that I really like to weigh, because if I am going to have any alcohol, I'll have it on the weekends, and so usually I'm a little bit bloated, I'm a little bit puffy on Sundays. I've retained some water, so I try not to weigh on Sundays because I know that it's gonna be my heaviest probably because of the alcohol that I've had. And I'm hoping that's kind of what happened this week, because like I said, today is Sunday and I did partake in alcohol Friday and Saturday. So I'm hoping I'm holding on to a little bit of extra. So maybe I'm like 1 pound down from where I weighed in this morning. But regardless, I didn't really do what I needed to do the other days of the week either, so I can't even just blame it on the alcohol that I had. It was a culmination of choices that I made this week that led me to today and led me to a 0 loss week, which I'm gonna have those. I mean, I can't expect to be a robot. I can't expect to be perfect. I can't expect my body to do exactly the same thing every single week. And I can't expect me to make decisions every single day, day in and day out, with some fuck ups here and there. Like, I can't. I am a human being and my body is human, and obviously, but I can't expect perfect data, you know? So, I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. That's what I'm doing here. Like, I'm being fully vulnerable on the internet and telling everyone that watches this video how much I weigh and all of the experiences I'm having trying to lose weight, which is super vulnerable and it's a super personal experience to begin with. So let's just get into it a little bit more. I had a full breakdown this morning, like an hour ago, and I wasn't even gonna film this video. I wasn't even gonna sit down and say anything because I'm just in a horrible headspace about it. I weighed and it ruined my day. It ruined my day. I felt horrible about myself. I knew it was gonna happen. I already knew that I didn't make the right choices this week to get me to where I needed to go or want to go, but it still ruined my day. I was expecting it and it still ruined my day. And I don't know how to let it go. I know I'm not my weight. My value, my worth doesn't come from how much I weigh. It actually means absolutely nothing. But it still gets to me. And it's still, like, in the back of my head, I'm like, wow, you really failed this week. You really did horrible. Wow, you weigh so much. Wow, you're so heavy. Like, those are just thoughts that are in my head constantly. And when I am making the right choices and when I am making progress, I feel a lot better about myself, and I feel a lot better about the number on the scale, even though it's the same, or like even if it's just a few pounds different. When I don't make progress during the week and I see that, even if it's the same number, I see that number on the scale, I'm like, wow, you did that to yourself. Wow, that's your fault. Wow, you really suck. You really failed yourself this week. And it really gets to me. Like, obviously those are super negative comments and I need to work on being a little kinder to myself or giving myself like a little bit more leeway. But I had a breakdown about it. I saw the number on the scale. I knew immediately I was gonna ruin my own day. I like cocooned myself in the blanket and I just like had to doom scroll on my phone, and then I started crying. It was a whole thing, okay? It was a whole thing. I ruined my own day, and that's happened to me lots of times in the past. It's not the first time this has happened, and it probably isn't gonna be the last time. And I'm really trying to separate like myself from the progress, I guess. So I don't know how to say this. The words aren't wording correctly today, but I don't need to attach my personal self and worth and me as a human to the progress that I'm making or the weight that I'm seeing either come off or not come off. I don't need to tie those two things together. Obviously I am the one that's making the choices during the week that is either going to progress me or not, but I can't let something that's fully like data driven ruin my entire day. Because then if I get into a bad headspace, excuse me, if I get into a bad headspace, I'm usually more apt to like make poor decisions that day, which is like that defeats the entire purpose. Like, obviously I need to make better choices to see progress next week so I'm not in a bad headspace. It's just so confusing. It's so confusing to do this. It's so vulnerable. It's so personal. It's so hard. And it's so hard to change your habits. And I'm having a really difficult time doing that. I'm having a really difficult time sticking to what I know I need to be doing. And I don't know why. I don't know why it's so hard for me to stick to the plan. I know the plan. I know what I need to be doing. I know I can do it because I did it for 4 weeks straight. I know that I can do it. I'm just not. One little thing goes awry and it's like the end of the world for me. And that's not how I'm going to make progress. That is not how I'm going to accomplish this goal. So, rant over, that's what's going on. That's what went on last week. And I am so down bad mentally about it. But I knew I wanted to share this with you guys because if you have ever been on a weight loss journey before, or if you're on one right now, I'm sure you probably have had this experience, or you've had your weight or a weigh-in day ruin the rest of that day for you. And I just want to like express that you're not alone, and that is a normal emotion to experience, or a normal group of emotions to experience, whatever the fuck you want to say. It's normal, and you're not alone in that, and it is hard to do this. It takes a lot of strength mentally and physically, and you just have to wake up and keep going. You have to do it again the next day. You have to do some mental gymnastics to get yourself out of that headspace to make the better choices the next day. And we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I do have another thing to say. So I have to try to get myself back on like the right foot, or back in the right direction. I am really stumbling over my words today, but you can tell that my head is really just jumbled up today. But I've made some goals for myself this week to try to get myself back in the right direction, or at least to feel confident, a little more confident in my choices. So I know I've talked about in my other videos that walking is something that's kind of helped me. So I am making it a goal for myself to go on a walk every day this week. I think at least 6 of the 7 days. I want to get my 10,000 steps in. Last week I did it like 3 times. I think I did actually go on a walk. I did get my daily movement up a little bit, and I did get my steps in. But this week, walking is not hard. It only takes me about an hour to get those steps in. So I know that I can do it. It doesn't take me a long time. It doesn't hurt my body. I can listen to a podcast. It's beautiful outside most of the time. It's something I can do. It's a small win that I can get in a day that makes me feel accomplished. So that's a goal for this week, is to get 10,000 steps in every single day, if not more. I really only track like the steps for that walk. So realistically, I'm getting more than 10,000 steps in a day, but I only count it if I get like a walk, like an hour-long walk in is the goal, really. Okay, I don't know if that made sense, but 10,000 steps every day at least. Then another thing I kind of wanted to touch on that's related to working out. So this requires a little bit of a backstory. I have gone through a lot of different phases of working out in my lifetime. I played sports growing up, so I was active. I played different sports. I was always kind of doing something as a kid. And then in high school, I had to stop playing. I got injured. It was a whole thing. And because of that, I didn't really have like a daily activity that I did. So I started going to the gym and I started running. And then in college, I ran a lot, and that was my like chosen form of activity. And then it kind of phased into CrossFit during the pandemic. I started doing this CrossFit gym, started posting their WODs or workout of the day, and I would always do those because I didn't have anything else to do. It was COVID. So I did CrossFit and then went back to running. I was walking a lot. I've just had a lot of different phases of working out. However, my most recent phase that I've been in is spin, rhythmic spin. So if you ever heard of like Soul Cycle or Cycle Bar, it's like that. And you like pedal to the beat, and it's my most favorite form of activity. I found it in college and I immediately became obsessed. I loved doing it. It made me feel so good. It was really hard and it took me a long time to learn how to do it. And it took me a long time to build up my cardio to be able to do it. And I just loved it. I want to become a spin instructor. I had a dream to open my own spin studio one day. Like, it is my most favorite form of exercise. And it's not, I don't look at it as exercise. Like, obviously I know that I'm working out and like I'm going to a workout class when I go to a spin class. But for the longest time, I enjoyed it so much because it wasn't about working out. It wasn't about burning the calories. It wasn't about getting my cardio in for the day or like burning off food. Like, no one ever talked about it as a workout. It was just like a fun activity. I got some endorphins from it. I got to like see people I knew and was friends with and would like get to talk to people and hang out, and we would just like spin and listen to fun music, and it was just so fun. It had absolutely nothing to do with working out for me. It didn't feel like a workout. It didn't feel like I was going to the gym. It was just fun activity. And like, obviously there were some days I didn't want to do it and I dreaded it and I was like, oh, I don't want to work out today. But for the most part, I really enjoyed it. And that I started going like 4 years ago, I think. And I have done spin, whatever, for the entirety of these 4 years. And I still love it to this day. But I have kind of gotten into a funk with it. I got sick like 3 months ago, I think. And I was sick for like the entire month. I had the flu, I had some other weird virus and a double ear infection and like a respiratory thing all at once. And it was just like one thing after the other. So I couldn't work out for the entire month. I was like literally in the bed for the whole month. And because I was sick, it really impacted my breathing. I like couldn't even get up and go to the bathroom without being out of breath. Like, it really impacted me physically. And on top of that, I wasn't moving around at all. I wasn't doing anything because I couldn't. I was so sick that I couldn't work out or I couldn't do anything. So my physical body really took a hit because of that illness that I had. And I haven't been able to get back into spin since then. I desperately tried, and I'm still trying, and I'm going every week sort of, but there was just like, there's something that's going on in my brain and my body. I haven't rebounded back to where I was before I got sick. So I'm not doing as good in the classes, and I'm not really feeling like accomplished at the end because I can't do it the way I used to. And that really gets to me mentally because since I've been doing it for so long, I was like pretty decent at it. And then I like came back after I got sick and I could barely do it. I could barely stand up for the songs. I had to sit after every single chorus. Like, I got really bad. It was just, I didn't have the endurance anymore. I have like nothing. And that was, like I said, that was like 3 months ago. And I'm still not back to where I was. And because I'm not able to do it, it's not as fun for me. I don't feel accomplished. I feel like a failure, and I don't like that. The studio I go to is quite small, so I kind of know a lot of people that are there, and I know they don't give a fuck about how good I am or how bad I am or if I sit down. No one cares. But in my head, I was one of the best ones for a long time. And that's not like to toot my own horn. It was just everybody else hadn't done spin before, and I had done spin. So like I was just more, I had more experience doing it than a lot of the other people. But now all of those people have like kept going and they're doing amazing and they're learning and they're like so good now. And I am way worse than I was, and I'm not good and I'm not even close to where I was before. And that like really gets to me, and it's not fun. And I also sometimes feel like in the environment, there's just some comments that have been made that make it feel like a workout, and it makes it feel like, I don't know how to explain it. It makes it feel like a gym instead of like a fun activity, and I'm just really dreading it. And I don't want to do that. Like, it's my most favorite thing in the world, but I'm dreading it every single day. I'm dreading going. I'm dreading somebody making a comment about food or calories or the workout or burning a certain amount. I'm dreading people seeing me sit down. I'm dreading the whole thing, basically. And I'm really trying to get out of this rut because, like I said, it's my favorite thing to do, and I don't want to lose the passion for it because I have a bad taste in my mouth. I don't want that. So my goal this week is to actually go 3 times. I don't know if my schedule is gonna allow for that, but I'm going to try to go 3 times, and I'm going to try to not let it like ruin my day if I don't do good in my head, if I don't deem my performance good enough, just to keep going and see where we're at. Because like I said, I don't want to lose it. I love it. It's so fun. I could make a whole video about that. I have a lot of thoughts about that right now, but those are my 2 goals: to go to spin and not cry afterwards, and to get 10,000 steps in every day. And obviously the goal every day is to stay within my like calorie deficit limit that I have for myself. But that's just kind of an ongoing goal that I need to meet to succeed in this project. I think that's all I have to say. Again, like I say at the end of every video, if you are on a weight loss journey, or if you've been on a weight loss journey before, comment anything down below. Say tips and tricks that you did, or if you just want to comment something nice to keep me going, that would be nice too. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And if you are on a weight loss journey, I wish you luck this week. We can do it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna succeed. We're gonna do it this week. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Bye.